Oh, this is such a momentum builder, this.
That's a couple times we've seen Marcel in that inside a 10-foot range, kind of pull one a little left. That won't please him. Rose for par after having come out sideways out of the fairway bunker. Got the same read that McIlroy got. That just breaks a little bit left, something they're not seeing.
Yeah, the greens, a lot of the greens are quite flat and really subtle, so they can be really difficult to read. And when you stand there and you're having an R-ing, do I hit this just inside the hole, just outside it? They can be really tricky when it's subtle.
All three of the group of Finau, Thomas and Hovland found the green at the second. Hovland a little longer than the others.
And you've got to have good approach putting if you're going to win the Open. So many times, because of conditions and hole locations, you're this distance away from the hole. Oftentimes, you have to play away from the hole. It's a percentage play. Going up a little step.
The greens are rolling beautifully as well, aren't they?
The entire golf course is presented just unbelievably perfect.
Hearing that Ricky Fowler hit his second shot out of bounds down the last, so this for a 6. So it's going to be a double bogey finish. And a round of 71 in the end. Shane, after the birdies there at 15 and 17. They're always hard-earned down the stretch, especially at 17. It's going to take its victims, the 18th.
As I've said earlier, that out of bounds is so tight.
Rory McIlroy and co have made the short walk down to the second tee.
Yeah, Tyrrell Hatton down the right. As we've seen so many. Actually, this morning it was more left, wasn't it, off the first, but as the winds changed, more up the right-hand side, taking all the trouble out of play, obviously, apart from the rough. McIlroy just going to flight this down breeze. This could run, well, certainly within 100 yards. Drove the ball beautifully last week.
I missed it right off the first tee, and this one looks to be going right as well. You want to get rid of that one before you get to 3T.
There's a time to do it. 3 isn't it? So we'll find out where that ended up for McIlroy. Back to Morikawa.
As you said, Jay, if you're going to lay it up, you've got to hit the fairway. 205 out of the rough is not ideal into that wind.
Rory went to driver. Rahm going with the iron.
Just easing one down. They're using the breeze. Jay, I like this play. You stay out these fairways bunkers this week, you'll have a good week. That is a fact.
Keep going right. Keep going right. Keep going right. Might get away with it.
Was hoping for a little of the so bad it's okay down that right-hand side. Not quite in the trodden down area. Let's go back to 1 second for Homer.
Homer with that characteristic fade. That's that right hole location. Suits him well, right over the top of it.
Iron as well for Justin Rose, Anthony.
Yeah, strange one. Rahm missing it so far right. It's not the widest of fairways. It's quite a good angle, actually, just to pop one down there. It's this hole I always think is always about the second shot. There's so many. They're so guarded by the bunkers around these greens.
Always are starting to get quicker.
They're starting to get quicker, and this is, as you're playing, this is stop, stop, stop. Oh.
Yeah.
2 for 2. The way that ball dropped in, he's not going to have a stance either. It's going to be very difficult. We're going to see this throughout the week. I mean, they are truly hazards this week, unlike normal when you can hit a 5-iron out.
82 of them around the course, aren't there, Jay? 82 chances to make bogey.
82 one-stroke penalties out there.
Yeah.
Lowry has this one swinging off the slope, the left fringe.
Oh. Whenever you see a player like that bending, hands on their knees, you know it's close.
Lowry signs for a round of 72 today. So close, but no reward down the last.
Again, speed is key here. Going up the slope, downwind can be quite tricky. Yeah, it's a good putt there.
Here that Tyrrell Hatton's found the front edge of the green in the group ahead of the one that's about to go out now. One of the most familiar faces in golf. It's Mickelson to the tee.
This is game number 47. On the tee from the USA, Phil Mickelson.
Champion golfer of the year at Muirfield, one of the fairest tests. A lot of people say that there are comparisons to be drawn from there to here, as well at Royal Liverpool. Taking the iron.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna leave a long second in, but straight in the middle of the fairway, can't complain.
Now 53 years old, Phil Mickelson. Over to 2.
Just at the base of the slope, so the first third of this putt is uphill. Not far away, but the difficulty going up the slope makes distance control tough, and it fooled Justin Thomas.
I feel like he needs to knock this one in, try and get some momentum. Yeah, lovely. Hopefully that puts him on a nice finish and he can build some momentum tomorrow and get back into it.
Certainly a disappointing day after that great finish. 64 in the wind last week to come up just short to McIlroy at the Scottish Open.
10 more shots for McIntyre today in his opening round. Over to Morikawa, left of the green at 1.
Oh, that better sit down. Yeah, that was an odd play from Morikawa, who, if he has a weakness in his game, it's, you know, that pitching, chipping around the greens.
Victor Hovland, opening par at 1. This for the same score at 2. And he'll walk to the third tee through the tunnel, level par. Nice 2-putt from range in the end.
And this all depends where that is, and by the look of the swing, it wasn't pretty, but it's ended up all right.
He was afraid it was going to roll down to that next bunker up. You can see the back of the ball here for Rahm, a little bit of an upslope. And pure strength is required. Rahm is your man.
Find out where Rahm's ended up. Back to 1. This is the fourth, though, for Morikawa.
Has to go up a big bank right to left. We saw Cantlay hold it from a similar position this morning to start his Open Championship off with a birdie 3, but Morikawa is going to struggle to make a 5 at this point.
So this is where the ball of Rory McIlroy ended up. Nearly in seat 13B on the first tee box, Anthony.
Yeah. Nearly perfect. Nearly on the cut grass on that first tee, Ali. I think he's going to get a referee.
They haven't been given it yet. Bloody hell's going on there? Dead body. The big kid. The big kid.
Should be just the stairs, really, of that stand. I think he'll get well, certainly probably 2 or 3 yards left, which will definitely improve the lie for McIlroy.
This is all getting broadcast on TV, James.
Good break early on.
Then you're going to make a problem. And then that's the next problem.
So pretty straightforward ruling there for Rory McIlroy. Gary Butler helping out. David Rickman and all his team said it's quite a straightforward, a clean golf course. Rules-wise, at least. Back to 1 for an opening birdie for Max Homa. And a long way off there. A little bit of a misread. So we can see Jon Rahm did find the putting green. Missed that early on. I think Justin Rose might wait for Rory.
Yeah, I think that's the right play. McIlroy's got in there pretty quick. Referee's been and gone. You can tell nowadays by all the camera phones in the air when he's going to play, and they go up and down. So Justin Rose, rightly so, after making a bad mistake off the tee, doing it again, just taking his time. I think that's the right play for him.
So easy to feel a little hurried in that kind of situation after dropping one at the first for Rose. In trouble again. Not much left in for McIlroy. 117.
Yeah, playing, well, I wouldn't say it's playing any more than 100, Ali. Reasonably decent lie, but once it hits the deck, it's going to keep moving.
I should think he needs to land it on the lower level and let it hopefully release up to where the hole's cut. Just like that. Rory McIlroy, just a touch of class.
He's been out of position twice, and twice he's done that on the opening 2 holes. Brilliant stuff so far. Scintillating from Rory McIlroy.
Come on, Rory.
Probably one of the best they've seen all day. And it came from over there, from the world number 2. So this is the third. 2 fairway bunkers already to the name of Justin Rose. Up and down required for par. The trailing wind. Fine shot. That to save his 4. Second shot for Tony Finau. He's found the fairway at the dogleg right, 3rd. Pins over that way today. That was right down the pipe of it, wasn't it? Birdie at 1. Another look there at 3, 2 holes later. Little change in the commentary box. Thomas Bjorn back in with Tony Johnston, as well as myself, Ali Whitaker, taking you through for the next little while.
Thank you, Ali. Bjork at 10 on the upslope. Oh. Oh my. What a gem. Thomas, this is like days of yore when we played together and glared at each other quite a lot.
Oh, it's so nice to see you again, Mr. Johnson.
Nice to see a drop at the last there for Siwoo Kim. Round of 69 for he today. Good bounce back as well after the drop shot at 17.
Well, back to the second green. Anthony, what's he facing here?
Yeah, long one up and over the slope, left to right, Tom. I mean, I have to say, he did well to get it through the front edge. It's pretty narrow from the lie he had on the upslope. Quite a weedy looking lie. It was always going to get there, but could he get the direction? Sort of putting through a bit of a bowl sort of towards that second third and then up and over, so quite difficult to judge.
You would consider that a fairly good effort from that distance from John Rahm.
Taking the same approach that Justin Rose did, but he's crept on through to the right fairway trap. Colin Morikawa needs to be a little further left. First time we're starting to see the sandy bounces as well on the fairway. The course is drying out. What great work James Bledge, the links manager, and his team have done around Royal Liverpool coming into the week and for the last few months.
This is Phil Mickelson into the first. And it's a beautiful start from Mickelson down the fairway into the heart of the green. Exactly the way you want to start your Open Championship.
Big putt, actually, early on for Rose. Felt right to left, but I think actually it's probably just inside left. It's interesting when you sort of address a putt, sometimes it can feel the other way, but you've really got to pay attention. And they're subtle this week. One or two new areas just been applied over the years. So huge putt, but one I feel he should make.
Yeah, expecting a bit of break, wasn't it? Not the greatest start. Bogey, bogey.
16th green, Marcel Sim. And chance. Not the greatest chance, but it's a chance. Nice roll. Never really thought he got it on line. Walked off very quick, but it's a par.
Back down to the action at the second green. So this for par for John Rahm.
Well, the crowds will be absolutely enormous with this group. That's for sure. And they're all feeling a little bit of pressure on their golf shots early on. That will settle down.
Well, using all the hole, but takes her at the bottom, that'll do.
Yeah, it wasn't a comfortable stroke, was it? Just kind of good speed on the way back, but then it's kind of stopped. Now McIlroy.
What a second shot that was. Oh my goodness. Can he open his accounts? Oh, also using all the hole. No remarks column on the card. It's a good start.
Well, it's a great example, isn't it? Even the best players in the world, when they come to these championships, they're just feeling it a little bit extra, and it's just a bit tentative. You know, the best driver of the golf ball in the world's been all over the place on the first 2 holes, and just a bit tense on the putts. But they're feeling it. But as I said, they'll settle down and they'll get into this round, and then they'll start working their way around. But that was almost a miss, that one.
Nothing is sure at links golf.
You know, he's working very hard on keeping the putter lower through impact. Says he tends to come up too much. And that one, that was more like the old stroke, a little bit high up the ball with a follow-through.
This is Alexander Bjork on 11. He made birdie on 10. And there you go. That used the hole as well. But that was from a bit more distance, and that moves him to 3 under par, tied for 3rd.
Back-to-back birdies at 10 and 11. He's keeping his hot streak alive. He's been one of the men to watch on the DP World Tour this year. Over to Victor Hovland. Putting back towards it at 3. And very nice weight.
Mostly across for McIlroy, just an iron, just trying to feather this finishing really left half. Opens up the green. Such a controlled swing.
Yeah, he's swinging beautiful at the moment, he really is. It looks under control, able to hit that stinger.
Said he didn't remember much until he kind of started to see the holes again and get familiarised. It's been 9 years since his victory here.
Excellent birdie chance for Tony Finau. Yeah, some of these greens are so subtle. Tough to read.
Tough to find the fairway as well from back on the tee. What club are you pulling from back here, Wally?
Well, ideally you want to get it to the corner, which is 250. But with the wind off the right, it sort of does narrow the fairway down. So I think sort of 3s and 4s all week if it stays this direction. Right to left, looking right, Rahm. Testing that corner.
The only entirely bunker-free hole on the course. No fairway bunkers, none around the green. Quite unusual on a links course.
Just flanked by death, all down the right side instead.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a rough start for Justin Thomas. And this is for par. It was just off the green on the collar. And up to there, that's a nice putt. That'll settle him down a little bit.
Thomas, you talked about trying to get into the round. You know, what kind of things are these guys feeling and trying to, you talk about what's the process of doing that in a major championship?
Well, the anticipation of getting started in a championship like this is so big, it builds up through the week. So you just kind of, you get on the golf course in the first few holes, it's just you taking everything in and you're just trying to feel the golf course under your feet. And then after 2 or 3 holes, they really get focused and determined and settle into the round. They just need to not make any big mistakes early on. That can unsettle them more. But if you don't make any big mistakes early on, they seem to find their way and then they start moving along in the round.
The nerves settle. Par at 1 for Mickelson. Nice shot in there for Colin Morikawa, getting the assist off the back edge of the bunker. The second hole might just drift its way back down the ridge. It's only a pace or 2 short of that pin position. Marcel Siem has made his way to 17. It's always looming, even with just a little wedge in hand.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Heart in mouth.
Oof. You know, this hole is called Little Eye. They say it's named after an island in the distance. No, it's because you get an ocular twitch when you get on that tee and look at the hole. Hatton at the second. Perfect tee shot. Flag up on that back left plateau. It's okay. Greens, so many of these greens are raised. If you go long there, you go over the back and you've got nothing to work with. Just 354 yards. We saw Christo Lamprecht this morning, one of our co-leaders, the young South African amateur, hit driver into the greenside bunker, then have to go sideways.
Finau finds a fairway. You said that you had a chat with Christo the other day and that you felt like you were standing in the bottom of a pool talking to him, Tony.
Yeah, I was down in the deep end and he was up on the paving. I got a sore neck looking up at him. The guy's a giant. And the most polite, nice youngster. That's a beautiful motion, isn't it? Totally natural.
So fluid. Over to Hovland at the 4th. Playing alongside Finau today.
Yeah, nice little bounce there into the fairway, and that's perfect from Victor Hovland.
You'll see so many interpretations of how to play depending on what game you bring to Royal Liverpool. Tiger Woods did it hitting just one driver in 2006. Rory McIlroy overpowered the golf course 8 years after that. That's the out of bounds, the old racetrack that feeds its way into the narrative down the 3rd.
And turned back into the breeze. 207 for McIlroy. It's a bit of a barometer to see how you're feeling with this right pin. You never quite know. You want to go left of this, but oof.
Yeah, he's happy with that. He's just heading towards the centre of the green from where he was. He really never wanted to take that flag on. That's all you're trying to do in this hole this week. Just get it in the middle of the green, make 4, get on with it.
Let's go to 16. Antoine Rosner, the Frenchman, for a birdie. Oh yes, 3 under par. And into a tie for 3rd.
Got out of jail at 15, finds one on the very next. Just the 2 left to play for the Frenchman.
Absolutely.
.195 for John Rahm. Perfect second for McIlroy. Like Thomas said, he's just find the green, move on. Same for the Spaniard.
Looks like a more aggressive line. Oh, and that's the danger. I think he struggles to play away from flags, Thomas. He's got that aggressive bent, hasn't he? Where just instinct, he wants to have a go.
He definitely does. When he's in good position, he'll go for them any day of the week. Marcel Siem, it wasn't a great shot, but he's found the green on 17 down the hill. Oh, this is going at pace. Bit of a test of that.
It's incredible, really, isn't it, Thomas? 126 yards, and there's not one guy in the field that walks off there today with 3 and is disappointed.
Definitely. There's holes like that on links golf courses, but that's one of those. It's like the postage stamp at Troon, you know, you just 3 is a good score.
Looking good for Colin Morikawa. Nicely done. Gets that drop shot back from the first hole.
It'll fly.
It'll fly. It's going to fly down 28, yes.
Okay.
Great little view from here at that tuck left flag at the 4th, ahead of Tony Finau.
Amazing how low his hands are at addresses. His left hand is nearly touching his left thigh. Great control.
You get the perfect tee shot away on a hole, and then all of a sudden you have the perfect line into these flags, and then you can set yourself up all day long. Justin Thomas, second shot. This is only a gap wedge. Get this dancing with just a bit of spin. There you go.
see him return putt for the par. Oh, yes. A slightly disappointing tee shot. Got away with it. 3 is fine.
Well, we've seen 2 good shots in here from this group. Tony Finau and Justin Thomas. Victor Hovland, I'm sure, is going to follow them in close. Just 119 yards. Just didn't quite sound right, did it? It just sounded a little bit heavy.
Hatton has been given an idea of the pace and I suppose a bit of the line from Morikawa. Oh, beautifully done. I think he's up for this. He loves links golf, as most of us do.
Brian Harman, and this is for a birdie. They're loving this. They really are loving this at the moment. We've seen some nice putts going in, taking advantage of good conditions out there. Perfect golf weather, isn't it? Perfect, like just in between putting a jumper on and a t-shirt. Brits will be in t-shirts, the Americans will be in jumpers probably, but that's the way it is, what you're used to.
Ball on the way from long range for Sahith Theegala. Oh, you are kidding. Needed it. Hasn't been his day so far. Maybe that's the turning point.
Yeah, that's been a tough old run for him, hasn't it? That'll make him feel an awful lot better. It just gives you that belief that things are not all bad. Gets up and, I mean, this is motoring. His caddy's thinking, please get down. Well, it did. About 5 inches down.
Tricky one for John Rahm here. Just off the back foot, bumping it along. And that's one of the shots you really only practice on links golf, and he's executed that to perfection.
An interesting feature of the third, the right part of that grandstand is actually within the out of bounds as well. The out of bounds kind of feeds its way through the columns of the corner. Never seen that before. Have you, Anthony?
No, Ali. There's a lot of changes, actually. Every year seems to evolve beautifully.
They're so close to the action now.
It's brilliant. Just the will of all the fans wanting everyone to do well. They just want to watch great golf. Actually had quite a good lie there, Rahm. This one's surprisingly pretty straight for McIlroy. Might have a little bit of left to right at the end, but so little. Looks a quick green, this.
That's a lovely try. Look at the crowds. I think when the draw came out, the fans must have been salivating, drooling, itching to watch this group.
Yeah, I was sitting next to Martin Slumbers the other night at the Golf Writers dinner, and he said it was all coincidence that these three were playing together.
Hearing this was for a par for Alexander Bjork. Uncharacteristic for a man that's been inside the top 10. I think it's 6 of his last 8 starts. So he's going to drop at least 1 there. Over to Justin Rose.
Yeah, bogey start for Justin Rose, and this is for par. Go on, Justin. Very good putt. There was a lot of pressure on that. It really was. You definitely don't want to start with 3 straight bogeys.
We saw Hovland come up short and feed back down the fairway, electing to putt it. as so many will do on these pure fringes. And that'll do just fine. Thank you.
Little bit of a tester here for Jon Rahm. He's just having another thought about the line. It wasn't the most confident stroke on the second green. I think he can go a little bit hard at this one. It's slightly up the hill. No problem.
Just 5 birdies made at the third. It is the third hardest hole on the golf course. Quite a firm start.
Justin Thomas. Birdie chance at 4. Ooh, wow. It really did dive, didn't it? Got that little shoulder from the bunker just intruding into the green, and it has an effect on that pin position.
Marcel Sim on the last hole of the day.
Oh, man, this must have been
Got to get lucky.
Still going.
So my understanding of the rules there is that he gets to drop it on the inside of the fence. Is that correct?
Yes, well, if you're outside the fence and if the fence is between the hole and within 4 club lengths of the ball, you can swing to the inside of fencing.
The voice of Jinwoo Kim helping us out with the rules. Ball's on the way for Rory McIlroy. He finds the fairway at the 4th. One under through 3. 3 pars to here for Jon Rahm.
And a bunker down the right alley, 241. Just a nice cooling sort of 1 club breeze helping, so just looking left of that. I think it's the play early in the week. No point going for this green just yet.
Oh, first bounce was good, second bounce not so much. But the ball's visible.
Come on, John, head up.
That'll be okay for Rahm.
Sir, can you slide cruise in there? Thank you.
Settling start, I felt, for Justin Rose. There's so many people out of here. I mean, it really is quite incredible. Jon Rahm, possibly 1 or 2 poor ones, I think. Maybe a lack of golf. But a pretty simple iron shot down the fairway. It's quite a flat fairway for a links fairway. There's not much here.
And that's better from Justin Rose. Finds the middle of the fairway. Set up a birdie opportunity, I'm sure.
He and his wife Kate were given a nice little award the other night at the dinner you spoke of, the Association of Golf Writers Award, for their contribution to the game through the Rose Ladies series. Nice stuff. It really has made a huge difference, especially to English golf, their contribution, Thomas.
Absolutely, it was a wonderful to hear them talk with the passion about it the other night. It's it's tough, dark times for everyone in the world. Oh, this is going right. Oh, that's miles out for Colin Morikawa. It's a redrop. But yeah, the passion they showed at those dark times, and the women golfers around the world were suffering probably more than anyone, and they set up this series, which was fantastic and well deserved to get recognised by the golf writers.
Slowly down the hill goes Antoine Rosner. It's kind of trying to wring out as much out of the towel from up there as he can. A little 2.5 footer for his par at 17 though.
Mickelson Birdie chance at 2. Par start.
Has the company of Nick Taylor, the Canadian Open champion in his home country, and Adam Shank, who I'm delighted to hear that it seems like his golf clubs have shown up. Jamie Spencer's hot-footed it to the group of Hovland, Finau and Justin Thomas.
Yeah, she'll have 5th hole, par 5. Wind in off the right, some bunkers up the right. It's the gorse down the left I worry about.
I'd love to see the video of his swing when he was about 10, Thomas, because I reckon his swing probably looks exactly the same. It looks so natural, doesn't it?
It really isn't. It hasn't changed in all the years I've known him, that's for sure.
And a driver for Hovland. That bunker on the right is reachable just about into this breeze. It's sort of caution at the players coming from about 2 o'clock as they play the hole. But it's easily reachable, this par 5 today. Got to make the most of the 5s here at Royal Liverpool.
Yes, Victor!
I'm not so sure he loves it. Just settled down as well, didn't it?
Looking for some control down breeze, McIlroy. Lovely clean lie, actually, 135. This left-hand pin, I think he can certainly get it pin high, sort of 8-10 feet right of it. A little bit of a ridge where I think if you can catch that, it will pull up pretty quick.
These pot bunkers, they're like giant vacuum cleaners. Anything near them just gets sucked down into the bottom of the bunker.
21 is playing with this breeze.
That's a bad mistake from McIlroy. There was no need for him to do that.
Is to polish off for the par, does so. Rosner walks to the last 3 under par.
Spot on, Thomas. Yeah, he's just pushing the envelope a little bit there, McIlroy. I think he had plenty of room just right of it, pitching in a little upslope, as I mentioned. It was not a real issue, really. It's about 110, 112 to that front side. You must pitch past that, Justin Rose.
Well, that's a beauty. Nice hold putt there for par and 3, and now he's got that for birdie.
Love it. Yeah. Just give yourself a little room there. Right on that 4 is absolutely perfect. Sure. All right, buddy.
Decent lie, actually. He's got a little bit of weed just in front of the ball. Not going to bother John Rahm. But this probably will have a bounce in this. Be amazed if he does run this. I think he'll just accept 15 long.
Feet away, but that's a good break. You could hear them discussing it. Trying to go at the number 4 on the TV tower, which was at least 7 or 8 yards right. He's undercooked it, and now he's got a little tester. But a heck of a lot better than being in the bunker. Oh my goodness.
Well, Colin Morikawa hit it out of bounds for his 2nd. So this is his 5th shot. It's a fairly easy chip. I'm not so sure it's easy when it's your 5th shot. And that's at best average from Morikawa.
Great shot in at the 13th for Adrian Ategi. And rewarded handsomely with a birdie 2. He's inside the top 10 now.
Tyrrell Hatton. A long birdie putt at the third. But please just give me 2 putts. Give me 2 putts and let me get out of here. I won't. Well, I will tempt fate. There's not many better in the world than Hatton from that range. We'll see if he can get it.
Just a hint on the downslope, but lots of sand under this for McIlroy. So if he can get the strike, he will have the control here. It's come out too low.
Sounded like he just didn't get enough sand with it. Sounded a little bit clunky. He's normally a very good bunker player.
Morikawa, this is for a 6 on number 3. And that's a good putt. That's a very, very good putt. Under the circumstances, excellent. Be a bit frustrated with that. Don't really know what happened on that second shot. Normally if it's a bad lie, they'll go left more than they'll go right.
"25 feet or so, really, for Rahm. He's nearly 2 feet below the level of the green here. Clever little subtle changes over the years here at Hoylake. Bit of breeze as well in this right to left when it gets on top for Jon Rahm. These are never easy to judge because they're quite quick once they get on top as well. You can whiz away quite quickly.
That was a massive break. That was pretty clumsy. I tell you what, that was at least 20 feet past. Only got such good touch, but I mean, look at the speed on this thing. Bye. Hello.
I know what he's thinking. How unlucky am I that that didn't go in?
We're all the same, aren't we, Thomas? And it was a great break. From where he was in the fairway with, or just in the semi-rough with a little wedge, if he'd walked off with 5, he would have been furious. He's feeling pretty darn good now.
That can turn your day round, Tony, can't it?
No question, Wally. No question.
It was going some as well, wasn't it? There's loads of these little subtle drop-offs. They can make such a difference. You run away, all of a sudden you've got something like that where if it just hangs on, you've got a flat 12, 15 footer for birdie. It's a big break. I've not managed to get in here to see McIlroy's putt. But Justin Rose's will be right to left, so I imagine it's something similar back into the breeze. Doesn't want to be dropping a shot here. This is certainly a birdie hole for all week. Down breeze.
Yeah, that's a stinger of a lovely tee shot. He would have expected to find the green. He would have expected to hit the bunker shot closer. He probably would have expected to make that putt.
First drop shot comes at the shortest par 4 on the front side for Rory McIlroy.
It's a nice spot actually for you sort of drive around the buggy on the way to the first tee from the TV compound. It's a quiet area. Not now. Not now. There's not a seat in the house. Amazing, amazing game, isn't it?
Give me your phone, Dad. Give me your phone. I've got a view.
There's no 4G out here, Tony.
Maybe the video. See if Justin Rose can roll this one in for birdie.
Like Thomas, just not seeing that sideways bender at the hole.
That is quite severe, isn't it? Especially in the dying stages. So no reward after the second in. He walks to the 5th tee, 2 over par, Justin Rose.
Well, he laid up off the tee, Finau, but he can still reach there. It's a long way in, though. 250 the front. Anything left with this pin on the right.
Hopefully not up against the face, which it looked like it might be. Oh my goodness. That is just horrific. You saw on the practice days guys attempting those shots and taking 3 or 4 to get out.
Hovland's got a good lie, bit of snag behind him from 242, but it will jump. The ball sitting right on top of the grass here. It's not too bad. Has a chance of getting it there. It's that bunker just short. That's the problem.
Bounces along, and it's a little bit of down to the lie, that one. It's not much green to work with. You never like when you have to get these kind of irons out in the rough. You always feel like anything can happen, but he had a good lie, got down right on top of it.
Well, Gary, who's been here all day from North Golf Club in North Wales, tells me this is the longest drive of the day down here, and it's just a 215. Into a bit of breeze off the right, but he might better cut one up into the wind here.
It's on board. It's a long way from the hole. 2 putts for the birdie and out of there.
Marcel Siem on the last green. He was way left of the tee, so this is only for a birdie up here. He's there for 3. No! He would have been running around the green for half an hour after that if it's gone in.
Ever the showman, and what a thrill he is to watch as well, Marcel Siem. You think back to 2 years ago when he burst back onto the scene, Royal St George's with his top 15 there. It's around a 71 for him today, after really getting it going. A little bit of a tough back 9. Quickly to the 5th tee. Driver for Jon Rahm.
Almost trying to take the corner on, I think. Bunker's in play, but he can go well left of those.
Sweet drive.
Yeah, it's quite a dog leg actually. It's a good chance. You'll see a lot of eagle putts this week at 5. 3 bunkers down the right. They're all in play with iron or with driver, so you've really got to hug the left side where all the gorse is, but use that breeze right to the left and into.
Oh, not too far left. Oh, well, that's adios. That's never going to be seen again. Certainly not by human beings.
Looking confident, as he always is, McIlroy. A win will just add to that. Makes the greats even better. Needs to find the fairway. Easily reaching 2. Don't need to go at this.
Ooh, I wonder if that stayed short of that bunker.
What are you looking at me for? I can see the same as you.
You're taller than I am.
If only that counted. We will find out. the fate of Rory McIlroy down the 5th, the first par 5 on the golf course. But there's how it looks as we tick just past 4 p.m. local time here in Liverpool. It's still Lamprecht and Fleetwood that lead the way so far in the 151st Open, courtesy of those 66ers out earlier on today. But it's great to have you with us for what should be another special week in Open history. So many of the big names, the likes of Patrick Cantlay, Brooks Koepka, Hideki Matsuyama, as well as the world number 1, Scottie Scheffler, in with rounds of 70 today. Same too for Xander Schauffele. But there's little doubt that perhaps one of the best stories of the day came from the local, the member here, Matthew Jordan, who got to hit the first tee shot out there today. Let's hear his thoughts with Rishi Prasad.
This is game number 1. On the tee from England, Matthew Jordan.
That was, the coolest thing I think I've ever experienced. But I think I was just praying that it missed the trap. It was okay, and we just went from there. It might be a bit raw, but certainly from what I can think of, it was just, one of the best feelings ever, that was. People were going nuts for me. But certainly when everyone's chanting your name and standing up and clapping you on every tee, it's absolutely brilliant. And as I say, you can't avoid that. I have to accept it because it's that good. Quite sure actually how it finished where it did. I was trying to hit it kind of 20 foot left. Yeah, very pleased, considering the occasion and the nerves, obviously. And of course, it's not actually playing as easy as you think. Certainly break 70 was very pleasing.
Would have been indeed. What validation. Those thoughts after his round, looking back on the day that was, that round of 69, he's seen this place in probably every set of conditions there is. And the footage of him out here as a 3-4-year-old swinging the club is nothing short of magic.
He's been a member here since he was 7. Oh my goodness. I just don't know how you get out of here. I think he's just going to, a 1-inch backswing and just trying to move it down into the flat of the bunker. And most of these bunkers have been redone. Most of them used to have an upslope to the lip, and they've flattened all of the bases out. They are a nightmare.
Coleman on the 4th. And that's why you should be looking right at this flag and not straight at it. He has gone straight at it, but that's where McIlroy made the mistake. You just got to be careful.
4th shot for Tony Finau.
Ooh. Tell you what, you get scared of these lips. Yeah. Phew. It's not the first we're going to see. Take a couple to get out of a bunker, and I promise you it's not the last.
And such a relief when you do, after something like that. Glad to see the back of it. This is down the last for Antoine Rosner.
Out of the rough, down the left-hand side. He's 3 under par. He's just trying to get this up there somewhere. He's had a good shot. Is that going to miss the bunker? Oh. As you keep saying, Tony, they're like vacuum cleaners, aren't they?
They really are. I mean, those three bunkers up the left there are not that bad. They're not that deep, but they have got those sheer faces.
Found the green. Justin Thomas, long way from it though, at the 5th.
Well, his face tells its own story there. Definitely not happy with that.
Nor dare I say would Colin Morikawa be. Missing this green, like a number of players have, short at the 4th. Up the big slope. Could he? Thank you very much. What a bounce back. He's done it twice now, Colin Morikawa. How is he just one over par? It's 2 from long range that came at the second and the fourth now.
I'll tell you what. Was that a ball that came? Did you see him jump there? Did the ball come from the tee? I think that's why he was smiling.
Hot-footed it. Got away with it, perhaps. Hovland, that was tracking. But it will be just the par at the 5th. 5 pars to start. Well, the final tee time out there goes up at 4:16 this afternoon. The very final match of the day. It's Hurley Long, Seung-Soo Han, and Marco Penge, who got through qualifying. A name very well known in the UK as a talent. He's been brought unstuck by a knee surgery, as I understand it, the last year or two. Great to see him back, though. He said it was the best week of his life at St Andrews 12 months ago, and he's back again. There he is.
This is game number 52. On the tee, from Germany, Hurley Long.
His birthday tomorrow. Where else would you rather spend it than at the Open?
It's been a long wait. I've had this tee time, and it is a really long day. You're excited about playing the Open, and you're going to wake up early with the excitement, and it's a long day. It seems like it's never going to get there, and then now you're ready to go. That was worth waiting for.
On the tee, from the USA, Seung-Soo Han.
Korean-born American. Won the Korean Open, in fact, earlier this year. He too, like Hurley Long, making his debut in the Open. How special that is.
On the tee, from England, Marco Penge.
Came here, walked around for the 2014 Open. This time he gets to pull the clubs out. It's what golf is all about. Very nearly missed it. Had to shoot 65 in his second round in the qualifier at Dundonald Links to make his way here.
Aiming well left. If you get a lie, that's a pretty good spot to be. Good angle to that right hole location, and the final game is on the way here at the 151st Open Championship. Finau for his par. Just needed a bit more pace. Would have held the line.
Max home on 4 for birdie. We've seen this right to left putt. And he reads it correctly, unlike the others. That's a nice birdie there for Max.
And Justin Thomas for birdie at the 5th, and we've been joined in the box again by Andrew Beef Johnson. Birdie of the day, gets back to even par, so moving in the right direction.
Well, Rory McIlroy, it stopped short of that bunker.
Yeah, been lucky. 225. Just got to be careful with the lip of the bunker here, Thomas. I think he's going to have to just cut this a little.
From McIlroy.
Yeah, you can see him pointing to the lip of that bunker. Certainly affected his shot. Is Rahm ready to go?
Yeah, definitely an issue. I thought it might have been, but never really aimed left. He just aimed straight and cut away. 220 from the perfect spot. Right hand pin, one to stay away from, but the wind off the right will certainly get this whizzing down the left. This is when Rahm's at his best.
I don't think that's too bad of a miss there. No, he's got tons and tons of green to work with, so if you're going to miss it, that's not a bad spot at all.
We head up to the 18th. This is Antoine Rosner for his 3rd shot up against the lip. He should be able to get this one out. That's popped right up in the air. It wasn't easy. It was easy enough to get it on the green, but it certainly wasn't easy to get it anywhere near the flag.
This hole, he's got to be careful about going too long here.
Right down the middle.
Yeah, I think it's quite a difficult pin to get right back to there, because if you hit it too long, it's over the back.
Brian Harman for a birdie 2 at the 9th to get to 3 under.
Oh, he can roll it, this guy. When he gets on a run, he really can roll it. That's an excellent start. Excellent front 9 of 32. 3 under par, no bogeys. Just a slight breeze off the right there. Maybe a little bit into as well. Right down the flag.
Anything long and left here at 6 is a bad miss. Back to Homa. Tee shot at the 5th with less than driver. McIlroy's come up short and to the right, Anthony. Looks like a pretty grassy lie from our view.
Yeah, not much green to play with. Justin Rose hit 3 wood down the left after taking a drop. So rightly so, went a little bit further left than he would have wanted, but he's left himself the whole green to play with, so McIlroy will wait.
Sorting themselves out. We'll go back to the tee with Morikawa. He's also electing a 3-wood. He's just heading down the right-hand side. Just spun up a bit. That's okay. It's a long way back, though.
Heavy, heavy lie.
Go on, get there.
Oh, there's some shot there. That was not a good lie. To get it over the trap and control it and still keep it on the green, I think that's a brilliant shot.
Run from left of the green.
Yeah, just in another one of the little gullies, just ran through. But as we mentioned, certainly a good miss. Sort of chipping across the slope, up and over, into a little bit of a bowl, and it almost just comes up again at the end. So it's quite a comfy shot, really. A little bit surprised that Rose's ball's not been marked. A slightly different angle, but it is, I would say, in the eye line. Bags are green to play with.
Came out so low and so hard. Weird shot from Jon Rahm there. He's normally very good on shots like that.
I got the feeling this is going to be a full-out swing, trying to pitch on the ledge, just short of the green. McIlroy can get under this, but it is pretty heavy. Down breeze, down hill all the way.
That's a great shot. It's one of them shots that's so easy in that rough for the face just to turn over, and you can end up hitting it sort of 30-foot past. That's a great shot.
You know, Thomas, everyone talks about Rory McIlroy and oohs and ahs over his great ball striking ability, but he's underrated with these type of shots around the greens.
He's hugely talented around the greens, and I think some people get sometimes confused. Like, we see him miss a lot of putts, and his putting can at times be iffy, but around the greens, I think he's hugely underrated. He really has. He has all the shots, and you know, seeing him in a bunker, seeing him chipping, he's got different kinds of shots, and he's got the imagination with him as well.
Rahm from the fringe.
Curious pitch across the green, Jay, wasn't it? Came out very low. I was quite surprised. It seems to lack control for Jon Rahm. Back into the breeze, possibly. Maybe just threw him out a little bit. Just coming across the slope. Quite a hefty one at that, left to right. Just lacking a bit of consistency early on.
Five is an interesting hole because it's a short par 5, barely longer than what 10 is as a par 4, but it's such a different test. It's daring you to hit it up in the bottleneck with a gorse and the left, bunkers on the right. So it does really play a pretty strict par 5 because of where most players are forced to lay it back off the tee.
So